Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm gonna do a tire change with the new tire change that I bought. It's a second-hand Rabaconda, and I've tried one tire so far to get used to all the technique and how to handle the machine or the stand, and it's quite good. I changed the tire before on the floor, and Rabaconda is definitely much easier, gives you much better control over what you're doing and with a lot of support. So nothing special. I'm going to show you the machine. So it's a second-hand Rabaconda, and I set up the stand for 21 tire because you have to change the glider into the position that you want. 21 or 18-inch wheel or 19-inch wheel, you can set that up so that it has the right size. And the tools we need are some irons, screwdriver to let the air out, 10 wrench to loosen up the rim lock. I use some fat to put the tire back on, some powder on the inside. The reason why I'm going to change today is because I still have the original tire on, the Maxxis that came with the bike. It runs the normal tube, and I want to go with a heavy duty tube. So for the front I got an 80-121. It's a Vee Moto heavy duty, and I run them on my bike before. Quite happy with that. Never had a flat. Quite thick. Yeah, never had an issue. So the tire is still good in the front, but like I said, the rear I changed already. It was already time to change from the original Maxxis. I also went with the Vee Moto on the back. It's the Force AT. This is a 110. So yeah, quite happy with these tires. They are, I would say, medium soft. They have a soft version as well. I would say that's for race good because they're really soft. I think they run down very quick. So let's change the tire. Okay, so the first thing we do is we're gonna let the air out, but we're gonna leave some air inside. It's better to leave some air in the tube to protect it so it don't get a pinch flat while you take it out. Recommended is about like 5 psi. I let the air out until nothing comes out anymore, then it's about 5 psi. Alright, loosen up the rim lock. I loosen up the rim lock all the way out. Just leave a couple threads on so you can move the rim lock far enough so that the tire can slip out. Alright. I'm not an expert in this, I just want to show you how I do it, and that it's easy to work with the Rabaconda. So first we're going to break the bead. Alright, now I always start opposite of the rim lock and the valve. Put a couple tire irons in. And then just break it. That's it for the first step. Then turn it around, put it on the opposite side where you broke the bead. And then you're just going to push the rest of the tire off the rim. There we go.
Okay, there we go. That's part one. Then again, go opposite of the valve and the rim lock, and then just push it off the rim. That's it. And then push the rim lock in so you get the tire out. That's it for step one. So, as I said, I'm going to use the tire again. Whoop. And see, no pinch flat, leave a little bit air inside, easier to handle. So first thing I want to do is clean out the tire on the inside a little bit. Try to get rubber parts out, dirt. Seems like they had some talc in here too, so that's good. Protects the tube, and we're gonna do the same. So first we're gonna do is some baby powder. Don't have to be much, and just spread it all around the tire. It protects the rubber against friction. All right. Then what we're going to do is take the nut off the valve. I'm going to keep that here. Okay. I'm going to put about 5 psi in the tube just to give it a little bit form. That feels about right. Okay, so I'm put the tube back inside the tire. Okay, beautiful. So that is done. And we want to clean the rim. Just go along the tape. It's actually a little bit wet, so you can see that something is coming inside, some water, for sure some dirt. The bike only has like 10 hours on the bike, so the rim tape is still good, no issue there. But it has some dirt inside, so it's definitely worth it to clean the rim. All right, good. I'm going to put just a little bit fat on the tire. Helps a little bit to get it back on the rim. Makes the work much easier. Don't have to fight so much with the tire. Okay, this tire has a running direction, so we gotta check which direction is it to make sure we install it correct. So there's the braking disc and the rotation is in this direction, so that's correct. All right, so the first thing we install the tube, and I'm gonna put the nut on the valve. Just a couple threads, not deep, so it can still move, but I don't want it to go back inside the rim later, so it's easy to grab. And then we're gonna start by pushing the rim in. There you go. And then these tire irons are quite good for putting the tire on. Now we got to get the first tire I mean the first beam on the rim. You don't want to go too deep. Moving a little bit. Alright. Actually, we want to make sure that the rim lock, the tire is under the rim lock under the first one. So here this looks good. So let's start again. Let's leave that in there. Like I said, these little clips here, they make it very easy for you to hold the tire in position. And then we should just go around and put the tire in, flip it over. Oh. Still requires some force. Let's try this one. Yeah, better. Okay, that's number one. Now for number two, we're going to start a little bit next to the rim lock. And we're just going to put an iron inside to make sure the tire stays inside the beam. So then we can just go around and flip the tire over, and be careful not to go too deep with the iron. You don't want to pinch your tubes. And you can let go. This really holds it in place nicely. And a little bit of air in the tube makes it really nice to feel the tube. I can push it away when I lock on the rim. So that's really helpful to leave some air in the tube to avoid the pinch. Okay, last part. Pushing the rim lock in so that the tire can slip inside the rim lock. So I'll let that go, and then use this here to push the rim lock in. Up. Not working. There we go. I'm going to show you a close-up. So like I said, I had to move the rim lock inside so that the tire can slip over the rim on the last part, the last section. And then it's everywhere in. Now we're gonna fill it with air, make sure it's sitting correct on the rim. And then we lock the rim lock again. So just a second. Okay, so we filled up the air. I fill it up to 40-50 psi. Make sure that the tire sits nicely on the rim, and then let the air out again. And you can see through the air the rim lock is pushed down again. So now all we have to do is tighten up the rim lock again. Let's do that quickly so we don't forget that. Okay. There we go. That is tight. And this one I will not leave it on. Give the valve some room to move. So I only have it, I can show you here. I put it on, but then after I install the valve cap, I tighten it against the valve cap, so it just sits there tight and it doesn't get lost. It can be tricky if you're running low on air for some reason and you want to refill, and you press on the valve and you want to refill, and some of these tire gauges, they are so stupid that when you push in, the valve will actually go into the rim. So it's just a little backup, but you should not move the washer against the rim. Leave the valve some room to move so it doesn't break. Okay, so that's my little take on the Rabaconda. I'm very happy with it, makes it quite easy. Gives you, like I said, with these locks here, you can put the tire iron under these locks and it makes it quite easy. It's like a, how they call it, a bead buddy. It's the same thing. Keep the tire inside the beam so that you can move it. All right, that's it. Thank you for watching, and if you like the video, please subscribe to the channel and see you in the next one. Stay safe. Alright guys, here just a little extra tip. The front tube is also a good spare tube because you can use it in the front and the rear. So if you're changing to heavy tubes, keep the front one, let the air out, put it in your bag or in your car and keep it as a spare, and you always have a spare to go. Just a little tip.